Hey, this is Debbie Adar. Thanks for tuning in to DebbyAdarTV on YouTube. On the upcoming episode, I'm going to share with you, along with my husband, some of our secrets to marriage. So we've been together for over 26 years, and people are always asking us, what is our secret? And although we don't think we have a secret, we have definitely found something that has worked, and we truly enjoy each other, and I'm going to share that with you. If these are beneficial to you, tune in and subscribe and share it with your friends. DebbyAdarTV. Hey, Pinkus and Debbie here.
Hello.
There's 2.4 million marriages that happen a year in the United States, and out of those, 1.2 end in divorce every year. So it's about 50%. So it's really sad, when you think about how people want to be together, they think that they're in love, and then all of a sudden, they find a reason that they've fallen out of love, or, whatever has happened. And so we kind of think that we have a magic going on, and we wanted to share that with everybody.
Magic that needs work too. It's not just something that's going to happen by itself. You don't want to neglect relationship, because I know lots of people, they're on different paths and they kind of grow away from each other.
Yeah.
So instead of growing together, they actually die together.
Yeah.
And so what we've done is we worked on our marriage, worked on our friendship, because I know you had some experiences. You were married previously.
Yeah, I was married before, and I had a very horrible marriage, textbook horrible. You name it, it was bad in every aspect. That wasn't in my nature, because I actually came from a family and from a religion where marriage was forever. And I honestly believed that when I married him that he was going to be my partner for life. And it was a hard, crushing blow when our marriage ended. Although I was very grateful and I wanted it to end, it took me a long time to make that decision. Even though we're definitely not professional marriage counselors, but we have something that works. And he's truly my best friend. I honestly would rather be with him than anywhere else in the world. So we've committed to doing things that keep us close. And it's work, but it's fun. It's not like, oh gosh, we have to do this. We made it fun and we enjoy being together.
We had a child that we raised together, and he's already 27, 28 almost.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been around quite a long time. So the whole journey, it wasn't that easy, but it was work that we have to work together. So commitment is the key. It's in you. You have to be content first with yourself. You have to love yourself first,
yeah, and
then love somebody else. It's a teamwork. We all responsible for marriages, because I think lots of people lose sight. They focus on business success, or children's success, or they disconnect from each other's relationship. If you have kids, you focus on your kids and you forget about your spouse. So you don't have date nights. We do have lots of date nights. Anytime we have a chance to travel together for business, we have fun. It's actually date time for us. We also have commitment to do once a week at least to reconnect as far as date. Just go on Fridays or Saturdays, depends on the schedule. So we have just our time together. That way we can catch up, everybody shares what the wins are and frustrations, and so we kind of go and kind of vent with each other and kind of look about what's going to come next week. And it's a nice thing to do, to reconnect as a friend.
One of the most important things that make that easier for us to do is that we both work on ourselves. What's in our mind, what we listen to, what we see, what we let into our mind. We guard the doors of our mind so that we can have a positive outlook upon ourselves, and that makes it easier to have a positive outlook with our relationship. So I think that that's very important. That's something that you have to do every day. And it's the same thing with enriching your mind, growing your mind and becoming a better person. You have to do that daily. You can't do it once a week or once a month. It would be like taking a shower once a week, that just doesn't really go. And I don't know if we mentioned we've been together for 26 years. So this isn't something that's like we've been together for a few weeks and we're happy, but we've been together for a long time.
And people always ask us, what is your secret? First of all, you have to get together, whoever it is, if it's partnership in business or partnership in life, you have to have the right reason why you're doing it. You have to have a big why.
Yes. And
keep that why big enough, so whenever challenges come through your way, which they always do, if you're alive, you're going to have challenges. But when you know what relationship is about, when you have problems.
Yes.
And so we actually support each other in our, we catch each other. Sometimes, because bad habits, it's hard to kill, right? So sometimes we come off track. So we help each other, encourage each other, and I think that's the growth that we committed to, and that's what marriages should be like. Friendship and commitment of success. You have to be happy for the other person, not just it's about you. It's about them. You have to be happy for them. And the other thing what I noticed, and I know we talked about a lot, is you get advice from the wrong people about marriages. So you go with somebody who's divorced 3 times. They have no clue about marriages, and if you have challenges in your marriage, you go out and ask them what they should do. I mean, come on. You know, it's like ask a broke person, a homeless person, how to be rich. It doesn't work that way. You have to work and listen to the right people.
And also, I hear people say, I'm really happy. He just needs to change this.
Oh, yeah.
But the only person that you can change is yourself. You can't change anybody else. And if you think that your happiness is reliant upon you changing your significant other, it's not going to happen. Hang it up. Change yourself. Don't wish that it was easier. Wish that you were better. I mean, it's all about you. Everything that happens in your life starts with you. It started with you. If you don't like something, change whatever is in you.
You know, we didn't come in a relationship or started with this, oh, she's okay, but I'm going to change her. That wasn't our goal, because quite honestly, it's a full-time job to change yourself. I mean, you can, I mean, I'm still working on myself. So, I mean, you don't have the luxury to try to change people. And if you think you can succeed, if you change them for one day, you have to change them again next day. It's not permanent. People have to change for their own reason and be committed to it. It's a constant growth. I don't think it can stay the same. Where people always say, well, oh, this is perfect. I found this perfect match. And then after they get married, well, this is not right. This is not right. They're all focusing about what's wrong instead of what's right.
And what you should focus on is what made you fall in love with him in the first place.
Yes.
You know, not, oh my gosh, he leaves his socks on the floor. He's always left his socks on the floor. That wasn't why
you never
fell
saw
in love
it.
with him. Yeah. So remember why you fell in love with him. What
Yeah.
made you think that you wanted to marry him, that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with him?
Yeah. Why you should stay with him. If you stay with them because, oh, I'm going to fix them up, it's like a house you bought, you're going to fix it up, it ain't going to work, right?
Yeah, those fixer-uppers don't work.
Yes. You have to be happy with what you got, because this is what you got. Now, they may change, become more of a better person, a better version of themselves, but not because you try to change.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And that's what we try to do. We try to be better version of ourselves. Individually we work together, but you know, individually as well.
Yeah. What we want to talk about is how to be in alignment together, how to grow together, not grow separately. And a lot of things that we see on the media is not, you know, we see celebrities getting married for 72 hours or for a weekend, and that's not reality. So I think that when people see these things repetitively on TV over and over and over again, and these people are idolized, that it somehow programs our subconscious mind.
The reality shows of episode of Housewife here and Housewife there, I mean, people yelling at each other, what kind of example is that? First of all, if you're that kind of housewife, you shouldn't be one. That's one thing. But they celebrate them, they create them idols. I mean, they're on TV, they're famous, they have talk shows, they go on guests. So people, that normal people watching that TV, and they have this mental programming through the tube of a TV.
Yeah, the average American watches TV 4.3 hours a day.
That's
a day.
That's
it's
ridiculous.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
And then people say they don't have time to work out, or they don't have time to do this, they don't have time to do oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a virtual life. It's through tube of TV. Now we have computers. So basically, it is a perverted version of life that they portrayed on TV. And so what they look at as a reference point, they think their life is fine.
And you know, TV is just a shortcut for the word television. Yeah. It's telling you the vision, and you want to find the vision in your own mind, not from something that's on the wall.
Yeah, and so majority of 95% of humans, they have these thoughts of mass distraction in their head, basically. Yes. So that's what manifests in their life, and they don't know why they're not successful, why their marriage is falling apart, why their children are not coming out the right way. And so it's all influenced by TV. Watch the people that actually living and giving an example of greatness.
And sometimes our biggest obstacle is the 6 inches between our ears.
Yeah.
So this is where we need to concentrate.
That's the highest prize real estate right here. Yeah. Right here. 6 inches. Yep.
And remember, in marriages, when you have difficulties, challenges that come up, that it's always okay to agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be oh, we're always on the same wavelength. We're not.
No, we're
You know,
not.
we both are very independent, successful people, and we definitely have minds of our own. When we can't come to a conclusion, we agree to disagree. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's called living peacefully.
Also, working on each other's strengths and weakness, because you know we are not good in everything. So some things that I'm not good at, she's awesome and she does it. So vice versa, and that's what it's all about. And businesses, it's the same thing, no different. Why do you need a partner? Not because the financial investment, but they may have skills and value that you don't have. So you have to look at the partnership or partner with anything, life or business, based what they bring to the table, and not try to fix them up.
And the other thing that he's my idol in this, and he's really helped me to achieve this more, is that whenever we have a disagreement about something, he always looks at it from my perspective. So he always, at least will take a glance into the dark side to see why I'm thinking that or whatever. And when you do that, subsequently I've learned that that's what he does, so then I try and do it with him. And you know, it's a lot, it makes life easier because you're like, oh, okay, well, you know, I kind of get that. Okay, maybe I don't agree with it, but I get why you think that.
Yeah.
And so it's really good that you change your perspective on things.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that most people should engage in, is to be empathetic with people. Because I'm in business with people, and you know, I'm in the dental business. We teach, we empower people. So it's basically understanding their viewpoint, their side, because there's always more than two sides of the story. There's actually three, right?
That's
the
right.
coin has more than two sides. Did you know that?
The heads, the tails, and then around the border. So what we like to say is we stay on the border, we stay on the periphery, and then we decide whether to go heads or tails.
Exactly. And then perhaps it's a better side. Who knows? Maybe you're blindsided. Who knows? So you have to keep open mind and see from the other person's perspective. Because if you're stubborn and you're stuck with your ideas and you are not willing to change, you're rigid, you're going to have lots of resistance.
Some people feel like they have to be a martyr, that they feel like they have to sacrifice themselves in order to have their life go good. There's some people that are very successful in business, but you know, their bodies are falling apart. You know, success to us means that you're successful in everything, not just business, not just personal life, not just, you know, your relationship with your friends or your family or whatever. It's everything. You have to be successful in everything. It's not just material goods. It's actually relationships and feelings.
The number one thing you have to take care of is yourself, because without you, you cannot help anybody else. And I know I was raised by a family who believes that they have to sacrifice themselves for kids, whatever it takes. And sometimes they don't take care of themselves. So what they become, liability for children.
Yeah.
So as our philosophy is,
I take care of me for him.
and I take care of me for her. So basically that's what we do. It's a perfect match. The reason is when you're full responsible, you know, when you go on a plane, they tell you, you know, in case of emergency, if the plane goes down, what happens, the oxygen mask comes down. And what you do with it, you put it first on yourself, even if you travel with children. And then you help your children. Because if you try to save your child first, you die and then they have nobody. And that's the thing. I think to be a martyr and say, I sacrifice myself for my kids. Yeah. Or I know marriages that say, well, I did everything for my husband and he left me for 20-year-old, you know, like those kind of attitudes gonna get you in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
I've seen over and over.
And I know it's hard. I mean, if you happen to be somebody who maybe has just had a baby, I mean, I remember when I had my baby, I didn't know, I'd never been around babies. I didn't know what to do. What do I do with this thing while I take a shower, or, you know, but you'll figure it out. But just make sure that you keep you the number one priority, because that baby needs you to be the number one priority. You need to be your best self so that you can raise this child in the way that it deserves to be raised.
Yeah, and you have to have a me time. Me time is like you have to nourish yourself. Mentally, physically, whatever it needs to do to rejuvenate, recharge yourself.
So we're both very busy. We have this successful business that we're very fortunate in having that takes a lot of time, and plus we do other things outside of our business. We both have personal things that we do for speaking, and we do writing, and we have all kinds of other things that we do. So what we've committed to each other to do to make it so that we don't forget about each other, don't forget about our relationship, is that every Friday night we have a date night.
Tonight is the night.
Tonight's Friday,
Yay.
so we're getting ready to go on a date. But every Friday we do that, and we make it a commitment that we don't book anything else on Friday night. That's our date. And if something should happen, that maybe he's traveling, he has a lecture or whatever, we make it a different night. But we don't skip that date a week. We have a date a week. And it's been times when he's been overseas for, a couple weeks, and we Skype. We make an effort
That's
to
fun.
be together. I mean, we make that an effort. That's a priority. And then we also have a commitment that we spend one day a weekend doing things together as a family with our dogs or with friends or whatever, but we're together. That's our time, and we have that commitment that we're both very committed to. That's nice. I mean, I look forward to it.
It's always fun.
And we're not saying that you can't go out with your friends.
No.
Of course we have friends. The point is that we make time to spend together. Quality time. We're not texting or checking messages or whatever. We're with each other.
But quite honestly, we have a problem if we have to hang around with another couple, that they have issues in marriages, and that they bring that into our, common dates, or we go as a group or something. We don't want to be around. We'd rather be with each other than be with another couple that they fight all the time, or calling names to each other and bring the luggage of their problems to the dinner or wherever we go. I mean, it doesn't make sense. That's why we do have friends that have common philosophies like we do, and they love each other and they support each other. And not many, but it's better to spend with quality people versus quantity people. That negativity can rub you on the wrong way.
I mean, it's like if you have a child, you're not going to let it run through a parking lot. You protect the child, and we protect what we have. Because what we have is very important. It's the same thing. And another thing, are you happy for your significant other? That's one of the things that I appreciate about him and about our relationship, is that he is as happy for my success as I am. Maybe sometimes he's happier. Sometimes I'm looking at him going, oh, maybe I should be more excited about this. But he's as happy as I am, or more, about my successes. And that's so important, because I see jealousy among married people. Yeah, it's very sad. So make that a priority. This was a person that you vowed to spend the rest of your life with. So be as happy for them, because it's your success too.
Yeah. Jealousy is a very, very destructive feeling. There is a saying, whatever you want, whatever you're missing in life, if it's love, you have to give love, you get love. If you need more money, you give money, you get more money. It's a common law of attraction. Whatever you give, that's what you get. And I think being happy for some other people, successes, I think makes you better, because that comes back to you. So I think that's what happens in marriages. If you're happy with your spouse, they're going to be happy for you, and so on. It builds on each other. It becomes, iron sharpens iron. That's what it is, and that becomes stronger and stronger. We do that also with other people, not just our marriage, but we do with our child, with our dogs, we do with our friends, we do with our colleagues. We have the Success Academy. We help people to see bigger vision of themselves, because we want their success. Because if we help them succeed, we succeeded. That's what it is, and that's what we do too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We also find common ground, with each other. So things that we like to do together.
Yeah.
So we both like to do things separately. Like, I love to cook, and he doesn't like to cook. And I love to work outside. I can work if I've had a bad day, I'm stressed. I just want to go outside and put my fingers in the dirt. He doesn't even know we have dirt in the backyard. I mean, I'm serious. But we found things that we like, that we have in common, that we can do together, like our pets. We're doing a mentorship together, and we do a lot of things together, but we also have things that are separate that we do. But we have a common ground that we can always go back to. Now we want to share with you how that you should resolve your conflicts without a fight, because your words can either build or they can destroy. And so you have to watch your mouth, because death and life start with the tongue. Yeah. Statistically, they've discovered that once you hear something bad or negative, that it takes 17 times of you hearing something positive about that same thing before you can start to get that out of your mind. So watch what you say to the person that you love.
Yeah.
How do you find the perfect person? Some of my girlfriends will have this list, that they actually literally carry around with them, of the qualifications that they're looking for in a man.
I know lots of people who do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's great. You should shoot for the stars, but you have to become what your list is. What kind of a person Not how do I find this person, how do I find this person, but it's who do I need to become to attract this person on this list. It's all about you again, and we've talked about that before, how everything starts with you.
Yes.
What do I have to do to get someone like that?
Yeah.
And you know, I can tell you right now, after I had come out of my bad marriage, I was broken. I was very broken. I was broken spiritually, I was broken mentally, I was broken. And if I wouldn't have worked on myself and became the person that I became, I would have never attracted a person like him. Never. And I literally dreamed him into life, people. I'm telling you. He is everything that I've ever wanted on my list. He's everything. And it's because I became what that list would be attracted to. And that's what you have to do.
You know, and the fact is, even if you have a list, you do attract that person. Are you going to sustain a relationship with them? Would they stay with you? The kind of person you are? Because I think that's all about you. Because you have to be the person you need to be to attract and sustain that person in your life. I think it's really important to become the person you need to be to attract the success, or the success in relationships, success in business, or anything else in health that you desire and you deserve.
Yeah.
And I think most people don't analyze themselves. They're more critical. They're more trying to see what's wrong with other people instead of asking themselves, let's say, what can I fix about me? You know, that's, you know, every time there is a problem, whenever it is between us or in business or any clients or anything, I always ask about what is it that I could have done better or different? What was something I did maybe overlooked, misunderstood, or anything? I never blame the other person, because we have to come up with solutions, not with you know, pointing fingers.
So one of the thoughts that I keep in my mind is living like today's the last day I'm going to be on earth. So how do I want to make people feel today?
Yeah.
How do I want to be remembered? You know, if the last thing I said to the man of my dreams was something mean, and I happened to die, or something, God forbid, happened to him, how would that feel? That would be horrible. We don't know where the next minute's going to bring.
No, we don't.
I mean, I've had friends that have just passed away, and nobody knew they were sick. So, you know, you don't know. But live your life like tomorrow you might not have a chance.
Yes.
So do it today. Be nice today. Be loving today. How are people going to remember you? Even the lady at the store, how would she remember me? Would she remember me as someone who never had the time to even smile at her?
Yeah.
Or would she remember me as, oh, that lady was so nice?
Yeah.
Live your life like that. That's what makes the world go round. That's what makes you happy.
You have to be content, really. You have to live with yourself. The smile is very important, positive attitude is important, and caring for people, you know. Even people, it's not just relationship, intimate, but I would say, you know, neighbors, friends, anybody you come across, make them feel special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good philosophy for life.
So now that we've talked about a lot of things on how to stay together, I wanted to talk about the fact that everyone can live by themselves. I mean, that's okay. Instead of living with somebody who's wrong for you,
Oh, yeah.
it's okay to be by yourself. Instead of being with somebody that's toxic, that's making you a bad person, that makes you feel bad all the time, it's okay to be by yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because when you're with somebody who's toxic, you can never grow like you should be able to grow. I mean, you might be able to grow, and you know, you think that, you know, you're shielding them from you, but that toxicity, it gets deep in your pores.
Yeah.
And so just remember that it's okay to be by yourself.
I agree with that, because I think some people make a wrong decision being with the wrong person, toxic people, because they're afraid. They're afraid to be alone. They're insecure with them. They don't want to be alone or die alone. But you know what? Let me tell you the news, okay? When we die, we're going to be alone. Nobody dies together. Nobody. So don't be afraid to be alone. Have a quality people around you, even if it's not a spouse. Just have good friends. But then become the person you need to be to attract the person you deserve. You have to be in a state of mind that you do deserve that person, and they do exist. You know, people rush and get married or have committed relationship because they're afraid that nobody's going to come along, right? Mm-hmm. And they're scared to be alone. They don't have dates. Every time they go out by themselves when they were in a wedding or event.
You know, relationship is supposed to be about building each other up and bringing a value to each other.
Yes.
You know, being a power team.
Yep.
And that's any kind of relationship, not just a marriage, but you know, your friends too.
Yes.
And so for me, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
So be with somebody who celebrates you, not tolerates you.
Right. Right.
And be with somebody that you can celebrate, that you don't have to tolerate.
People who are watching and concerned about where they are, maybe they're stuck and they don't know how to get out. Is there a hope, really? Should they give up all this stuff? They say, well, I've been with this guy 5 years. I'm not going to say no now and get out. Well, it's miserable, but it's not that bad. You know, rationalize. Basically, they're telling rational lies to themselves by keeping with the same sucky relationship for no reason. If you can't fix it, you cannot fix the person, get out. Start over. It's okay. I mean, if you're still living, you still have a chance, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did. I mean, I started over. And my life is everything I wanted it to be because I believed in myself and I took the chance to make the change.
It's out there in the universe. Some people may like it, you know, but people always ask, you know, what's your secret? What's your secret? Why are you so happy?
So that's our secret. We have no secret.
Yeah.
It's just plain old-fashioned work and respect and love.
We do have processes that we've done on self-development. We do teach those principles. We do teach, we have the Success Academy, obviously, where we help people to see bigger vision of themselves as individuals and as themselves, and then attract the kind of quality people in business or in life. And that process, it's not a weekend seminar, obviously. It's something that takes time and it's always evolving. I mean, we're still working on ourselves. We have mentors daily, and then we have coaches. So everybody who's successful has a coach, somebody who helped them. Nobody's done it themselves. We haven't done it ourselves. So what we do, we empower other people. We help them with what we know. Because I think the biggest gift we can give people is to help them and teach them and share the knowledge. We don't tell people what to think. It's more important to think for yourself, but know how to look at things, how to think is more important than what to think. Because people are looking for a solution. What should I do? What should I think? Really, it's your freedom of thinking for yourself.
Yes.
So just an idea.
And learning how to think.
Yeah.
And learning that it's okay to think.
Yeah.
Because especially as a woman, sometimes we're taught to not be thinkers, you know, especially my generation was.
That's part of who we are as individuals, and that's what's unique about. You have to be your own self, be true to yourself, and then let others be themselves, and together you can make it even better.
So thank you for spending time with us. This has been Pincus and Debbie, and we'll see you next time on DebbyAdarTV. Thanks.